Time has arrived for us to stand down and to start giving Gervonta Davis the love and respect that he deserves. This brother is elite. And he said this something, and this is what really stood out to me. You know, you got a lot of guys talking smack, talking junk, going back and forth, and I get that. Not just because they're hyping up the fight, but they got a belief in themselves. Major props to them for that. Gervonta Davis looked him in the face weeks ago. He said, I'm telling you right now, you ain't ready.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not ready yet. He said, you good, but you're not ready.
Yeah.
He said, and he went just like this. He said, you really, really should have waited because I'm going to take you in the deep waters and you ain't ready.
Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man.
Mike Tyson pointed out that Gervonta Davis approaches his opponents with explosive, leaping attacks that create a unique and unpredictable style, making it extremely difficult for fighters to defend against and often catching them off guard with sudden bursts of power.
Taller people, because when he fights, he catapults himself, he pushes himself in the air, so it makes it very difficult to stop his attack. Because it's very awkward when you're in the air. Normally you have no power, but the way in which he catapults himself is almost like a gun being fired at you. And he flies right into you, every ounce of power.
Stephen A. Smith said he wants to see Gervonta Davis face top names like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, adding that in his view Davis stands as the best fighter in the world within his weight class.
Yeah.
That people realize, so much more powerful of a puncher than people realize.
Yeah.
But I'd also like to see him against a Teofimo Lopez too. I'd like to see, not Devin Haney, because Devin Haney, even though he's a fabulous boxer, the punch, I don't think he could take a punch from Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Gervonta Davis might be the best in the world, but I know this much. You know how I am about box office. I see a whole bunch of boxes out there. Gervonta Davis is the #1 box office.
Mike Tyson made it clear that he favors Gervonta Davis over Shakur Stevenson, explaining that Stevenson's cautious and defensive style may not generate much excitement and could struggle against the kind of relentless pressure and knockout power that Davis brings into the ring.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. You know, everyone's going to go with Tank, you know. It will be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. Well, he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur.
From a prediction standpoint, Mike Tyson leaned toward Gervonta Davis in a potential matchup with Shakur Stevenson. Highlighting Davis's unique fighting style as a major advantage, he explained that Davis often explodes forward while throwing punches in a way that disrupts timing and unsettles opponents, similar to Tyson in his prime, and added that Davis is especially dangerous when he drives into his shots with full commitment rather than throwing from a static position. Tyson also referenced Davis's tough fight with Isaac Cruz, pointing out that Cruz's non-stop pressure gave him one of his hardest nights in the ring, and suggested that Stevenson does not apply that same level of relentless pressure which, in his view, gives Davis a stylistic edge in the matchup.
Here, it's hard for me to pick one, but it's hard for me to pick against Davis. What are your thoughts about this upcoming fight?
See, I kind of lean towards Davis a little because of his style of fighting and what makes him different than most fighters that I once did is when he punches, he catapults himself in the air. And normally in the air, you're out of position, have no leverage. But for some reason, myself and Mr. Davis, our best point is when we're leaping in the air, like being catapulted to punch up, because he's not much of a...
Gervonta Davis has often been portrayed as someone who understands that every victory only leads to another challenge. No matter who he defeats inside the ring, he recognizes that the sport never truly slows down for elite fighters and that tougher opponents will always be waiting on the horizon until the moment he eventually decides to walk away from boxing on his own terms.
You feeling like that? Like everybody always say, oh, this is the one. This is the one right here.
Yeah, I mean...
And they've been saying that for, the last 10, 15, 20? This the one?
I think I got to a point where, though, when Floyd was so high up on his game, not saying I'm so high up on my game, because I still got work to do.
Right.
But I feel as though I've reached that stage where it's always going to be the next person. Like, if I beat this guy, it's going to be the next person, the next person. That's why I don't never get big hit or anything like that off or win. You know what I mean? So,
Gervonta Davis dismissed the idea that Shakur Stevenson should be considered the best. arguing that Stevenson still hasn't fully proven himself at 135 pounds and pointing out that even in the lighter divisions he didn't show significant knockout power. Davis acknowledged Stevenson's sharp technical ability, but suggested that skill alone has limits at the elite level where one clean punch from a true power hitter can change everything, and he raised the key question of how Stevenson would react if and when he gets hit clean in a high-pressure fight scenario.
135 yet. He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
Feels good.
Okay. How can you, all that stuff's okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit.
Teddy Atlas stated that Gervonta Davis is currently at the peak of his abilities and fully equipped to handle any situation inside the ring, pointing out that beyond his well-known punching power, Davis also shows sharp counterpunching skills and a strong ability to set tactical traps for his opponents. Atlas described him as a complete and dangerous fighter and suggested that at this stage of their careers, he could be the one man capable of defeating Shakur Stevenson in a potential matchup.
It's that difficult because of his style, because of his abilities, because of his eyes, because of his, his legs, that his hand speed, the way that he controls range. Tank Davis is the only guy that I can see that could possibly decipher that.
Virgil Ortiz Jr. views a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis as a true 50-50 matchup, emphasizing that both fighters bring elite-level qualities into the ring. He questioned the criticism often directed at Stevenson's style, pointing out that winning is ultimately what matters in boxing and that Stevenson's approach is effective for a reason. Ortiz also reminded fans that no fighter enjoys getting hit, including himself, reinforcing the idea that defensive skill and ring control are just as important as aggression and power.
135. That's probably the biggest fight you can make, 135.
Yeah. Who would you have winning that one?
That's a hard one, man. Shakur, he's very technical. He's very defensive. And you know what? People shit on his defense, man, but why are you going to stand there and get hit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, in reality, no one likes to get hit.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if you can take it or not. The point of boxing is to hit, not get hit,
Yeah.
Gervonta, he's obviously, he's Gervonta. I don't really have to explain why I think he's good. It's just both styles. I would like to see who's the winner of it.
Yeah.
Just being a boxing fan, we want to see who's better.
Same. I mean, again, like you said, Tank's power matched with Shakur's defense. It's that classic clash. And we won't know who the real winner is until it actually happens. And I hope we don't have to wait too long for that. But yeah, there's a lot of big fights out there. And I think I wanted to go back to you real quick.
Timothy Bradley Jr. said he gets frustrated at times watching Gervonta Davis because he feels Davis doesn't always fully trust his own abilities, even expressing that he wishes he could get inside Tank's mindset to unlock that extra level of confidence. Bradley also reminded fans that both Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios were undefeated when Davis faced them, highlighting the level of opposition Davis has already overcome in his career.
I was in this damn mind, dude. For real. You guys got to understand that last week, two dudes we've been raving about for the last week and still continuing on. The dude that's in the headline right now, Ryan Garcia, guess who knocked his ass out? Tank Davis. The dude that he just fought, Mario Barrios, that he couldn't get rid of, guess who knocked his ass out when he was...
Timothy Bradley Jr. urged Gervonta Davis to take bigger risks in his career by consistently facing top-level opposition, arguing that only by challenging the very best can Davis continue to evolve as a fighter. Bradley believes that stepping into those high-stakes matchups would allow Tank to separate himself from the pack and firmly establish his place among boxing's elite, proving his greatness through action rather than reputation alone.
He took the chance. He took the chance. Yeah, he took the risk. He bit down. Boy, tell me why that boy went out there and showed the hell out. 14U. Playing 14U, boy, is 12 and under. Told, scored, and everything. I looked at him, he ran by me on the sideline. He put the deuce up and he knew he belonged. But he would have never known that if he didn't take that damn chance and take that risk. He was only losing. Losing because, look, you could...
Gervonta Davis has looked at a potential fight with Shakur Stevenson from his own point of view, believing that his explosive punching power would ultimately be the deciding factor in the matchup. He trusts his track record of knockouts and his ability to end fights with a single clean shot as the key advantage that could overwhelm Stevenson over time. From Davis's perspective, even a highly defensive fighter like Stevenson would eventually struggle under sustained pressure and intensity until openings begin to appear that can be exploited in a decisive way.
The hardest fight?
Hell no.
Nah.
Wow.
Cause he a good boxer, nigga. Like that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
All
His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You don't think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. Go look at his fights.
So you feel like
Kenny Ellis remained calm when discussing the future of Gervonta Davis amid ongoing rumors, emphasizing that the team's main priority is to fully support Tank and keep him mentally locked, and he stressed the importance of giving Davis complete confidence, stability, and freedom from distractions so he can focus entirely on performing at his best moving forward.
I can only support, you know.
Does that excite you knowing that, you know, we still in the runnings to you know, create our legacy? Still.
I mean, I'm just going to support him. You know what I mean? Whatever he do. You know, if he say he's done, I'm going to support him. If he say I'm coming back, we just get him ready, you know? Get him ready.
100%.
That's all we can do.
Exactly.
It's not rocket science, man. People make it bigger than what it is. It's not rocket science. It's just boxing, you know? Every fighter can go as far as they go, and someone gonna stop.
Richardson Hitchens found himself reflecting on his connections to both Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson, explaining how he once sparred with Davis during the amateur days for free simply to help him prepare for a major fight without expecting anything in return at the time. He didn't fully understand why that support mattered so much to Davis, but as a professional he now sees its value more clearly when discussing a potential clash between Davis and Stevenson. Hitchens expressed hope that the better fighter wins, while also wishing for both athletes to come out of the matchup safely without any serious injury.
And Shakur, because you good with Shakur, you good with Tank. How did it feel being in the middle of that war?
You know, Shakur and Tank knew each other since kids, but they really wasn't like friends like that. And then when we really helped Tank for the Jaws fight, he was like, he took us like in, like, damn, like these young boys sparring me for free. You know, like you're a champion, you signed to Floyd, like we could be giving us a few hundreds or something. Like we're giving you unlimited rounds. There was time people take off the belt. Like we giving you like rounds for your first championship. We're still amateurs. And he kind of was like, he appreciated that. And I never understood why he appreciated till now. Like I'm a pro, I'm champion. I'm like, damn, I got paid guys for sparring. Like, well, box for free, yeah. So it's like, Tank on the spar, we'll be in the gym, but we've done spar Tank at 2, 3 in the morning, helping him get ready for the trouser. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So how did that feel though? You in the middle of that? They beefing with each other.
Oh yeah. It was like, it got weird because I always knew like these two dudes is gonna be like it. From like 2017, when they spar, I'm like, these two dudes is like, I know like, they're small, like, I know the skill set, I know the generational talent I'm, you know, around, I'm witnessing. And we was in Houston one time, this was before Shakur moved down to Houston, and like, I got them to chop it up. Like I told them, like, you know, Shakur pull up on us, we bowling, like Tank here, like, y'all come chop it up. They chopped it up, we kicked it for like a few days, everything was cool then. Shit got sour again. It's like, to me, I look at it like this, like, I don't care for y'all beef. Like, at the end of the day, we all come from nothing. We all come from making no money. We blessed to be in this.
Gervonta Davis explained that his connection to M.O. Calvin and his longtime coach Calvin Ford holds deep personal meaning for him. Describing it as more than just a trainer-fighter relationship, he revealed that he even has Calvin Ford's name tattooed on his body as a lasting symbol of their bond and loyalty. Davis also pushed back against outside criticism, saying that people often judge their relationship from the outside without understanding the real history, trust, and personal connection that exists between them behind the scenes.
DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin, you know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know. Calvin is pop. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit, loyalty over everything. Yes, you know?
Gervonta Davis has been shown working in training camp on drills focused on fast combinations and tight defensive reactions to ensure he stays dangerous in every round. Even though he is widely known for his knockout power, he does not rely on strength alone. Instead, he studies opponents carefully, remains patient for openings, and then explodes with sharp, well-timed punches. His head movement, footwork, and counterpunching all work together to help him avoid incoming shots and instantly fire back, often catching opponents off guard when they least expect it. As debate continues among fans over Shakur Stevenson's technical brilliance and Gervonta Davis's explosive knockout power, the consensus remains that only a real fight between them could settle the argument. Davis has built his success on fight-ending power combined with sharp ring IQ to break through defenses, while Stevenson supporters highlight his discipline, precision, and ability to control elite opponents with pure boxing skill. Until they actually meet in the ring, everything stays speculation, but if that clash ever happens, it could finally deliver the answer boxing fans have been waiting for.